Welcome to the world of colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our little dumpling and honey bunches video, our bride and groom. And today we're going to be making the groom and then the base and the backdrop. So we'll be getting started doing the groom first, and then we'll go into doing the base and the backdrop. It shouldn't be too long of a video. It's not hard to do, and I'm going to get started with it as soon as I give you this materials list. I just want to tell you about the materials that we're going to be making to make the groom, and then I'll tell you about the materials for the backdrop and the base when we get to that part of the video. So right away is what we'll need is the hat from Joann's. It's about a 4.5, 5-inch hat. They don't have very many sizes of this felt hat, 2 or 3. This one is 5.5 inches across. That's the one that you want. The Fab Lab hats from Joann's. And then you need the rollers from Dollar Tree. You get 6 in a package. We're going to use 2 of those rollers. And then we're going to use a 2 by 4 inch piece of fur for the back of his hair, and a 4 by 5 inch piece of fur for his beard. Some polyester fiber fill, some flat marbles. We're going to need some black felt for the trim around his hat. It's a 1/2 inch by 13 inches black felt. And then we're going to need 2 pieces of 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch pieces of black felt to go around his wrists. Then rubber bands, a pair of men's dress socks from Dollar Tree is where I got mine. We'll be using 3 pieces of this oatmeal felt for his nose and hands. And we'll need 1 7-inch by 12-inch piece of black felt as well. So other than your glue gun and your scissors, that should be all you'll need. Little hairspray, and we'll be getting started in just a moment. So the first thing that we want to do is take out those dress socks, and we're going to go ahead and cut them and make the body part and the arms part. And the arms, we're going to use the 6-inch rollers, so we can use one of the rollers to kind of measure how much of the sock we need for the arms. I just cut them about like that for the arms. And then we'll have our arms cut. We'll make those next. Right now I want to make a 7-inch body. So we're just going to use one of the bottoms of the socks. Use the other one for another project. And we're going to put some marbles in the bottom. These are flat marbles. I got these particular ones at the home store, the at-home store. They carry them in little canisters. You get over 2 pounds of them for a few dollars, like $3.99 I think they are, and it's a pretty good deal. So you just want to fill this up to 7 inches and then fasten it with your rubber band. And I'm going to do that with mine, and I'll be right back with you. I've got this filled to 7 inches, and I fastened it with a rubber band. And then you can go ahead and clip off about that down to about 1 inch. That's what we'll need to finish this gnome. So is what we want to do next is I like to add the nose. I'll add the nose right here on the front, and I've made a couple of them up. You have to make 3 nose and hands all the same way. They're all made like this, and I'm going to show you how to make that. You just take your polyester fiber fill and make it about the size that you want your nose or your hand to be. And put it in the middle of the felt. Push it up with your thumb like that, and then just take your rubber band around it. And then clip it off. And then you'll have your nose and your two hands here. They're all made the same way. So I want to go ahead and put my nose on. I usually will find the seam down here of the sock, the front of the sock, and make that my middle. And I'll put the nose on there by gluing it right here on the end of the nose. And just placing it right there on the rubber band and holding it there for a few minutes. So I'll be right back with you. To make the arm, you want to have your sleeve out that we cut earlier from the socks, and one of your 6-inch rollers, one of the hands that we made, some polyester fiber fill, and a rubber band, or two actually. And then what we want to do is take our sock and put some polyester fiber fill on it. You don't want to overstuff it because it'll make him look too muscly when he's done. About that is plenty. So then you want to take and tunnel down the middle. And put your roller in there. And then just smooth it back out. And this will be the end that we're going to be gluing onto the gnome. So just rubber band that on there. And this will be the end that the sock becomes the cuff to the arm sleeve. We'll just put that around like that. Pull off the extra polyester fiber fill so there's nice room in there for the hand to be glued. And I kind of push the roller down. Then you take your hand that you made earlier and put your glue right on the end like that. And glue it to the roller. While that's setting up, you can go around and tack in the cuff on the inside to the hand. You see that? Just hold that in like that and do that all the way around. I'm going to do it a little bit more in here and in here and let it set up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I have both the arms made. On this second arm that I was just finishing up, I wanted to show you how we just go ahead and put this wrist piece on here to cover up the rubber band. So you just want to glue that. A little big. So I had made the other arm earlier, so we're all set and we're ready to glue these on. So you want to glue them on the back of that stub, one on each half, like that. I'm going to trim this arm at the end a little bit. I really don't need this extra part of the roller. Let's see what we got going here. Okay. Now, I was gonna say, now I'm ready to put this arm on. Just want to glue it right on the middle there, like that. I'll let this set up a little bit and then I'll put the other arm on the other side and I'll be right back with you. Those arms are glued on, and the next thing we want to do is put his suit or tuxedo on. And is what we did is take the 7 by 12 inch piece of black felt and fold it down 5 inches. You want to go down about 5 inches with it. And then what you want to do is fold it in half again. Get everything lined up. Then we want to cut out as much as we're going to need to get over the nose area here and get it on there. So it's about the size of a quarter. We'll take that out like that, and then at the bottom we want to shape what's going to be on the back of him in the bottom here. So we're just going to go ahead and start from the middle here and round off the corners here like that. Cut. So once you get it rounded out like that, you want to have it folded in half still, and just go ahead and cut. Make sure it's just right. Cut right there. And that'll be the back, and this will be the front. So what we want to do is take that and put that over the nose area, over the top of the arms. We can use our pink clips to clip it together under the arms here. And we'll just glue where the clips are and you'll have his little suit on him. So I'll just do this side first. Then put the clip on there to hold it while it sets up, and then do the other side. And I'll be right back with you. So it's all done now. This is how it turned out. He's all dressed. Now what we need to do is put his beard and his hair on. So we want to take the 4x5" piece of fur that you chose for the beard, and you just want to take the back of it and on the bottom corners glue that corner up like that to kind of round off the beard. Like that, and then you want to fold it in half and put a 1-inch slit in it, and then we'll take and put it around the nose like that. And go ahead and glue that on. Push it towards the stub. We want to make sure the hat will cover it up when we put the hat on. Now the firm hold hairspray on this will make this stay and not keep falling out. And then I want to put the 2x4" piece of hair, fur for the back hair. And I'm just going to glue that on around the very back of the nose. Just going to put the glue right on here. Just want it to kind of fall out just a little bit because he is a gnome. I'll be right back and we'll do the hat. So it's what we need to do next. We've got the fur on the front and the back here. And so what we need to do is put the hat on. So we'll take the hat trim. It's a 1/2 inch by 13 inches. And we want to put the seam of this in the back. Put it on like that. Now I put a little polyester fiber fill in this hat. We'll put that seam of the trim piece in the back, and then we're going to glue it right on like this. So we want some glue at the top of the nose right here. I'm going to let that set up and I'll be right back with you. So I've got the glue set up at the top of the nose. The next thing I want to do is drop some glue underneath the hat between the shoulder and the hat. Go in here and drop some glue in there on both sides. And I'm going to let that set up and I'll be right back with you. Got the little groom done. Here's the little bride. They're all ready to go on their base with their backdrop. And this is what you're going to need to do the base and the backdrop. You're going to need these cut out wood pieces from Dollar Tree. You need a couple of that shape for the base, and then you need a heart and this shape, those 4 pieces. And then in the wedding section you'll find these little white buckets. We're going to use one of those for this little flower arrangement here next to him. And then the trickiest part will be finding the lights. I got these lights at Christmas time at Dollar Tree. I got lots of them, and so I can use them in my projects. There's just 10 LED lights on the string, and the heart measures 30 inches around, 30 inches. So you might have to, even on these, I double them up a little bit right at the very end. Bring them back up a little bit. I'll show you that. And these, I noticed when I was looking for them on Amazon that they were miniature fairy lights. So if you can find some around that size, I don't have a link for that. It's just something that you have to figure out when you get in there which ones you want to use for that. Or you don't have to have it lit up. You could just do the heart backdrop without the lights. We're going to paint the base and the hearts with these Testors Craft paints. The glitter paint from their Glitter Burst collection, and some matte white acrylic paint, and some purple acrylic paint for the base pieces. And then the flowers that we need to do the little flower arrangement here, I'm going to use baby's breath, mini chrysanthemums, and some lilacs. And then to go around the heart, we make a piece to go around the heart. That's really the base for the lights to go on. And I use white felt pipe cleaners, white pipe cleaners, and some floral wire. This is 26 gauge floral wire. And then the flowers that we put on the heart to decorate it, I'm using larkspur and baby's breath for that. So I'll be back in a minute to show you how we put this together. What I wanted to do first was to go ahead and get the little flower arrangement done. And you just take the flowers that you got from Dollar Tree, 3 different colors, and you want to clip them off. I used 4 pieces of the light color. It wouldn't be long enough. If I just pull it off of there, it won't be long enough, so I have to clip them. Four pieces like that. And then I used a couple pieces of the baby's breath, and I can pull that off, and it's long enough. and then one piece of the lilac, which I'm going to trim off like that. And then just glue them into the bucket right around the edge. Just glue them in like that. You just want to take them all the way around the inside of the bucket, on the inside wall of the bucket. And then add your two pink pieces on the next layer and your purple one in the middle. And I'll be doing that, and I'll be right back with you. I've got the little flower piece made to go on there. And then the next thing I want to do is show you how, this is the heart to go on the new piece. This is how it's set up. It's set up so that this is going to go right behind the bride, so you can't see it on there. It just pulls out from behind her, and then you turn it on and you slip it right back in. There's a spot right there that goes right back behind her. So that's why that's set up like that, exactly like that. So it goes, has enough wire to go behind her. This is 30 inches around. So what you want to do is take your white pipe cleaners and you just start working with them, putting them together until you get to 30 inches. And then you just want to keep going over it again and again until you get it to probably three or four deep of them, about that thickness that you want. And then you take, after you get that thickness that you want, say you're about this thick all the way around for your 30 inches, and then you attach the lights with the 26 gauge wire, which is a real thin floral wire, and you go around and attach the wire like that all the way around the 30 inches. And then you want to shape it to your heart. Just keep going like that till you get your whole 30 inches done. And then you want to shape it to your heart like this and glue it on. And how I glued it on, I start at the bottom, I put 2 or 3 inches of glue, lay it in there, and then I'll leave 2 or 3 inches without glue, and then I'll do it again, and then leave some spots, and then do it again, all the way around. And then that's how the heart works. I had to bring it back after I got it all the way around. I had this much left, so I wired that in that piece too before I glued it down. And that gave me just enough to tuck behind her. But before you do that, you have to make sure you paint your pieces with the glitter paint and the white paint, the white acrylic paint, and then the glitter paint over the top of it. That's made by Tesser's Craft Paints. That glitter burst paint that I use. And then you put your flowers on. And then you want to paint your 2 base pieces purple. And then this piece here, also from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to glue this on there to make it 12 inches tall. We want the highest part down to here, so we'll put it up a little bit more. We're looking for 12 inches, and then we'll glue that together to make 12 inches. And we'll also glue these together. Just about, I think that I measured this was 14 inches. I've got 13 there, so bring them out a little bit. About 13 inches should be good on that one. So I'm going to glue this one right underneath here and glue that together, and I'm going to glue that one right there. And I'll be right back with you. So we've got the pieces set where we want them. This is glued together, the base. And then I just set the groom and the bride where we want to glue them, and the little flower pot. We've got our backboard made. Went ahead and put some bells on this one, little wedding bells. It's going to be a little bit higher than the first one, so we thought we could add the bells. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to glue on these 3 pieces, and then before we glue this on, we'll be right back with you. So we've got those things glued on now. The bride and the groom and the flowers are glued on. We've glued a few little flowers on the baseboard here, and we're ready to turn it around like this, and we're going to make contact with this piece onto the board down here. And where it makes contact is where we're going to glue it with a hot glue gun. And then we're also going to glue it to his arm, is going to be also balancing this back piece. So you just want to take and glue that along here, that because it's going to make contact with the higher piece of base, and glue that along there, and then glue it up onto his sleeve. And so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back with you. So this is how they turned out. This is the first one we made, and this is the second one. And that's all there is to tell. That's how you make them. And we appreciate you coming and spending this time with us today. And if you like this video, make sure to like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.